Hello, I'm Luke Hatfield. Alongside me, we're here at Wolves' training ground, Joe Edwards. Joe, very interesting conference with Nuno. Some very explosive quotes regarding the festive fixture schedule, which will be online later on and in the Express and Star tomorrow. Definitely worth catching those. But let's talk football. Wolves, Southampton, international break's over. Who can we expect to be playing? Because Nuno kept his cards quite close to his chest, I think, regarding injury news.
Yeah, he did. There's kind of five that are in kind of debate, 50-50 as to whether they'll play. Diogo Jota, Romain Saiss, Pedro Neto, Morgan Gibbs-White, and Leander Dendoncker. The first four kind of injuries, but not anything severe. Jota's his toe, which has kept him out for a few weeks. Neto's his heel. Saiss is his hamstring. And Gibbs-White's his lower back. But they've all kind of been taking part in training this week. It's just whether a case of rushing them back or not. And then Dendoncker missed the Belgian games over the international break with a bit of illness.
Yeah.
So those are the five kind of question marks, and Nuno, as you say, kept his cards pretty close to his chest. He said some will play and some won't. So now, read into that what you will. You'd probably imagine that a few of them will be involved in some form. I'd probably wager that Gibbs-White will be involved. It sounds, really between the lines, and from what I'm hearing, is that his injury is probably the least severe of the lot, but there could be a surprise. Well, we'll wait and see. We haven't got that long to wait, which I'm thankful for, because these international breaks can be a bit tedious. It's good to have football back.
Yeah, it certainly is. And, for Wolves, the international break might not have come at the most ideal of times. You're just coming off a 2-0 win over Manchester City. You want to keep that ball rolling. Will they be able to do it against Southampton?
I hope so. Yeah, I really hope so. Because you want to build momentum, don't you, off the back of such a big result. And if they were lose to Southampton, it wouldn't undo what happened at City. It wouldn't take away from what a momentous day that was. But at the same time, it would be a disappointing blow. It's thinking, well, if we can beat City 2-0 on their own patch, why can't we beat Southampton on ours? So it's an important game. Southampton not the best of records so far in the league. They're going to be missing a couple of important players as well, in Cedric Suarez and Moussa Djenepo. So they're there to be beaten, it seems, and if Wolves hopefully get the crowd going, start on the front foot and make it 3 wins on the spin in the league, that'd be lovely.
Yeah, certainly would be. And as you said, a couple of players missing, but still some threats in that Southampton side. Danny Ings is in good goal scoring form. He's one you got to worry about. There are players elsewhere. Nathan Redmond's another one. Nuno was very typical in his chit-chat about Southampton, saying they're a dangerous side, we need to be careful, every game is different, it's nothing like Man City. And he is right.
He is right. I mean, he always says it, but it always kind of rings true. Every team does bring a different challenge, and in the Premier League, yes, it's a cliche, but cliches are cliches for a reason. And every team is a tough test in the Premier League. It's the top flight, and everyone's got good players, expensively assembled squads. And Nathan Redmond, as you alluded to there, very good player. Danny Ings, proper fox in the box. Southampton, you're looking at them, and you're looking at them at the back, and I think that's where Wolves can really get at them. I alluded to it on the podcast yesterday, but Yannick Vestergaard is probably one of the most shaky centre-halves in the league. So if he's playing, you'd back Raul Jimenez against him, but don't attempt fate too much. But their defence can certainly be got at. They're not the most pacey of defences, especially without Cedric. With Cedric not in it as well. So it should be a good game, and hopefully Wolves, as we say, can come out with another strong win at home.
Yeah, and one thing that was always spoken of regarding Wolves last season was their performance against big sides. Less so their performances against the also-rans, so to speak. Southampton, I think, fit in that mould.
Definitely.
So it's kind of important to kick that habit, isn't it?
Yeah, and they took a step towards that by beating Watford the other week. Watford, we were there. They weren't a fantastic team on the day, but you've got to beat what's in front of you, and hopefully they can kind of take stuff from that to take into Southampton. Southampton seem a team low on confidence. Ings has pretty much been scoring exclusively for them. They've not been having much of a goal threat apart from him and Djenepo, who's injured. So it's going into it, you are fancying Wolves' chances, but we have been in this position before and they have proved to be potential banana skins. It will be tough, and I don't think it'll be easy, but Wolves, if they're at it, they should win.
Yeah, and you touched on the international break before, and we said that it's pretty boring, even though a lot happened in terms of international football, which we won't get onto. But one man who I think would have appreciated it is Raul Jimenez.
Yeah, definitely. Given a rest, of course, wasn't he? And he comes into this now, hopefully getting back amongst the goals. It's been a couple of weeks, been a few weeks since he's got on the score sheet. The course started with loads of goals in the Europa League qualifying games. I think he's already on 8 or 9 for the season. So technically, because that was a competitive matches still. So, but he'll be keen to get back on the goal trail, as will Patrick Cutrone. I just got an inkling that he'll be involved in this one from the off. Jota still kind of feeling the effects of that toe injury.
Yeah.
Is it a case of rushing him back too soon? I mean, Wolves have still got plenty of games to play, and they'll want him in the long run. So perhaps Cutrone gets another chance, or do we see Adama Traore up front? Or do we see a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-3? It's nice problems to have, and Wolves are flexible these days, and they're hard to predict. So, fingers crossed, that'll bring them the 3 points.
And as you said, lastly, it will be a huge confidence boost. Not that Wolves aren't confident already. I'm sure they're very confident. But 3 wins on the bounce in the Premier League it's no mean feat. That if you can do it, then it's really set up Wolves after what was a little bit of a shaky start. Yeah,
it really would. And it's funny, isn't it, how things can change in such a short space of time. We were looking at it, was it 3-4 weeks ago, thinking where the wind's coming from, and 3 have came on the spin. With the Besiktas game being sandwiched between the Watford and City games. Yeah. And now there's a chance to make it free on the spin in the league. And you're looking at it now, Wolves are 11th, 4 points off the Champions League places, I believe. So they're in a decent position, and I think I've said it before that if they finish in the top half and get to the Europa League knockout stages, I think that's a great season. But Wolves, they always want to aim high. They won't just settle for anything, so they'll keep striving and keep pushing to get wherever they can. And fingers crossed, they can get 3 points in the bag as they try and aim high.
Yeah, certainly. So, can Wolves get 3 Premier League wins on the bounce? We will find out. They take on Southampton at Molineux. For the latest on the game, make sure you stay with expressandStar.com.